When I go to amateur races or even, local pro guys racing, usually the issue is that people do not have a process to stick to. It's like the 30-second board goes up and people are in a scramble trying to do something different every time. So sometimes they end up in first gear by accident, sometimes they're in second, sometimes they leave it in neutral by accident. Who's been there before? Who has, when the gate dropped, just been stuck in neutral? I have. I thought my dad was gonna kill me, but I've done it. And I never let it happen again. So we'll tell you how to avoid that. And just by going through the process, and it's a simple, simple process. So first thing is first, when you sit on the seat for the start, you wanna sit on the center of the seat. This isn't a corner, we're not sitting up towards the front. If we sit up towards the front, when the gate drops, we'll slide back a little bit. The goal with the start is to not move, right? So we gotta get in the center of the seat. There's two ways to do this. And you guys have probably seen this on TV. Either we are starting forward and then kind of shimmying back and wiggling back and getting that play out of our pants just by sliding backwards. Or I think a more effective way is get to the center of the seat and then grab the play of your pants with your hand and pull your pants tight from underneath you. I know that sounds silly, but if you just sit there and wiggle, you'll be able to feel that 1 or 2 inches of slack in your pants. So pull that tight. Again, the goal is to not move. Have you guys ever seen on TV the pros just grabbing their crotch for no apparent reason? That's why. They're yanking the play out of their pants so then they can sit and not move from that point. Does that make sense? And you go through the motions right now. If you can touch, if you can't, just watch. But if you can touch well enough, get those pants nice and tight. Sit dead center on the seat. Second thing we would do if the bikes were running is we would pull the clutch in and we would shift up to second gear. You do not want to shift down and then back up. Can everybody hear me over there still? You do not want to shift down and then up because you have a chance of being in neutral, right? So you pull that clutch in and shift up to second. Everybody here, for the most part, should start in second. Is there any third gear starters here? Okay, so everybody here should be in second gear. Once you get it into gear, you're going to get the feet tight in front of the foot pegs. So look at Grant. He's able to get them almost wrapped under the bike. That's how tight his feet are going to be. So on the Honda, if you guys are able to touch, get into position, get this muscle memory started a little bit if we can. Pointing the toes straight, not out. Point the toes straight. If your toes are pointed out, the knees will go out. So pointing the toes straight. If we're tall on the bikes, you want to put all of the weight, 99.999% of that weight, into your butt. You almost want to tippy toe. So even if you're tall, don't sit there and take the weight off of your butt by being into your feet. So Grant, watch, do it the wrong way for a second if you're tall enough right there. So you don't want to put the weight into the feet because look at what that just did to the suspension. Now put the weight back down into your butt and you can see that bike's ready to go. It's squatted, it's ready to rip. But those feet need to be tight in front of the foot pegs. That make sense? Any questions so far? The next thing you're going to do is just drive your head all the way down and you're gonna hold it right here. There's an alternate method. There are some people that start upright and then pull forward once the gate drops. I just think that's one extra movement to worry about. I've seen people, and I've had very good luck, just starting here and staying here. Once that gate drops, the goal is to not move. You should stay chest down, feet tight for as long as you can, right? Once you get into that position, you're holding it there, we're in gear. You have 2 fingers on the clutch. You have 2 fingers on the clutch. I ride with 1, I do starts with 2. The reason I do starts with 2 is because I can more easily feel it and feed it out nice and gradual. What happens a lot of times on starts is people get excited and they just, they drop that clutch all at once, right? So you gotta be able to feed that thing out slow. Once you get the bike into gear and 2 fingers on the clutch, you're gonna feed it out to the point where you feel it starting to catch and that back end's gonna creep up a little bit and then you pull the clutch in just a little bit from that. And that's gonna be your starting point with the clutch. Once the gate drops, high RPMs, 50 to 70% throttle and smooth clutch release. On my 450, if I was where you guys are lined up now, my clutch wouldn't be fully out until I was at those Monster Energy banners, maybe even further out than that. Any questions at all? It's very, very simple, to be quite honest. I've never seen him do a start, so let's hope he knows how to do it. Pulling those pants tight. Is he pretty good at them? All right, let's see. All right, it was good other than spinning, and that's gonna happen to every single person here until you get your rut worked in, right? So if he goes back in, here, feed back in.
What the heck was that?
Well, I knew that was gonna happen because it's just wet mulch.
Should I do one more?
Do one more in the rut, see if it makes it any better. The Moto Academy 2.0 app is now available. This is an all-new platform to take your learning and the Moto Academy community to the absolute next level. Go to themotoacademy.com, join our online community today for all of your training, fitness, mental coaching, community building, anything two wheels. Themotoacademy.com is gonna be your spot. See you guys there. It is still wet mulch, so you might spin the same. Better, once it digs and you get beyond that wet, slippery mulch on that top surface, it should be pretty good. That's extremely slippery, so it might take you a pass or two, but both times he stayed in perfect position, so that's really all I'm concerned about. That's good. I was more concerned with smooth clutch release, which you had, and perfect position, which you had. Once you do that a few times and dig it down, you might be able to get beyond the mulch into the dirt, and then you'll actually get traction. Hold that front brake, son. Yep. Not bad, feet kind of came behind a little bit. Same thing, feet came back. Keep those feet nice and tight. Slow with that clutch, good job. So that was just a little quick with the clutch. Careful, because you guys are going to be creeping up on them, so make sure you're careful when you ride by them. A lot of feet coming loose. As soon as the gate would drop, boom, feet would end up behind the foot pegs. Almost for every single person here. But for the most part, every time you guys would take off, boom, the legs would just break loose. Grip them tight. That's the only thing that's gonna keep you in position, and it's what's gonna keep the bike straight underneath you. So if you guys took off and you felt like you were doing a whole bunch of this, well, first of all, you're in a rut now the second time, so it should get better, but those feet tight are what's gonna keep that bike steady underneath you. All right, we got whole shot device set, feet tight, up 15 in a second, beautiful. Come on, get him. Oh yeah, 85 got the big bike, I like it. Whoa, whoa, easy, calm down. All right, we had little man 510 on the, is that an 85 or Super Mini? And you whole shot of the big bike? Whole shot and big bikes on the Super Minis. That's what we do here at the Moto Academy. Good position. Feet were nice and tight. Chest stayed down. You might be able to do a third gear start on that bike. Can you try it this time? Okay. Still a lot of wheel spin happening. So some of the 65s, some of the 85s and Super Minis. I want, if you're comfortable with it, to try third gear instead of second gear on the start. Who's gonna try third gear? All right, yeah, 265, try it. All right, come on, 510. Let's get it done, third gear. Come on, get it. Nicely done. Come on! Whoa! All right, Ryan, we got father versus son. What is that? 250, 350, 450? What is this thing? 450? 350. 350. 350 versus the 105. Father, son, who you got your money on? I'm calling the Super Mini. Come on. Oh! Oh, he cheated! Oh! Dad left early. He's docked. He's DQ'd.